The night his wife abandoned him, Chinedu cried like a child. 5 children slept hungry, only 800 naira in his pocket. Then his wife said the words that shattered his soul. "Even your poor father tried harder than you." Silence filled the room, and suddenly he heard a voice from the past. "When you become a man, you will understand better." That was the night Chinedu realized something painful. The father he once called a failure had been a hero all along.
Vivi, midnight.
Chinedu grew up in a small village in Imo State, Nigeria, with his parents. Their house was tiny, with mud walls and an old zinc roof. Whenever rain fell, water leaked into the house and buckets had to be placed everywhere. That was their reality. His father, Pa Okafor, was a carpenter. He wasn't rich, powerful, or influential, but he was hard-working. Every morning before sunrise, he was already awake, sharpening his tools and preparing for another long day. His palms were rough from years of labor. His back bent a little more every year, yet he kept going. His old motorcycle made loud coughing sounds whenever he started it, but somehow it still moved. His mother, Mama Ngozi, sold vegetables in the market. Before sunrise, she was already arranging tomatoes, peppers, onions, and green vegetables. By night, while others rested, she was still preparing for the next day. Her whopper had faded from years of washing. Her hands were cracked, but her love never reduced. Sadly, Chinedu saw none of these sacrifices. He saw only what his parents lacked.
No generator, no television, no big house, no luxury. And slowly, bitterness grew inside him. Every day he watched rich children pass by in clean uniforms and shiny shoes. Some were dropped off in flashy cars. He envied them deeply, and envy soon turned into anger. One afternoon, his father returned home, tired and sweaty from work. He parked his motorcycle and called out, "Chinedu, come here. Take this money and go to the market. Buy nails for me. I need them urgently." Chinedu frowned. "Again? Every time it's errands. You think I don't have my own life?" Pa Akafa remained calm. "My son, I need your help. Please." Chinedu collected the money and left, but instead of going to the market, he heard boys playing football nearby. Immediately, the errand disappeared from his mind. He joined them, running, laughing, shouting. Hours passed. By evening, he returned home empty-handed. His father was waiting. Mama Ngozi almost dropped her cooking spoon. "Forgot?" Suddenly, Chinedu exploded. "Why is everybody always disturbing me? Look at Emeka's family. They have a generator, a car, a big house. His father buys him anything he wants. What do I have? Nothing. Why is my father poor? Why are we suffering?" Silence filled the room. Mama Ngozi looked hurt. Pa Okafor stared quietly at his son. Then he spoke, very softly, very slowly. "My son, when you become a man, you will understand better." Chinedu laughed, cruelly, mockingly. "Na poor man talk be that. That's just an excuse for failure. I swear when I become a father, my children will never suffer. I will give them everything, everything." That night, while Chinedu slept peacefully, his parents stayed awake. Mama Ngozi wiped tears from her eyes. "This boy hates us." Pa Okafor shook his head. "No, he doesn't hate us. He simply doesn't understand. One day, life will teach him." Years passed. Chinedu became a man, strong, handsome, ambitious. He moved to Owerri to chase success. He believed money would come quickly. After all, he had promised himself one thing: he would never be poor like his father. Soon he met a beautiful woman named Amaka. She was confident and loved luxury. Chinedu sold her dreams. I'll make it big. I'll buy you a car. I'll buy us a mansion. You will never suffer with me.
Amaka smiled. She believed him. They got married. At first, marriage was sweet. Then children came. The first child brought joy. The second brought more joy. By the third, pressure began. By the fourth, worry increased. By the fifth, reality arrived. 5 children. 3 boys, 2 girls, 5 mouths to feed, 5 futures to protect. Responsibility doesn't knock gently. It enters like thunder. At 40 years old, Chinedu's dreams of mansions and luxury cars had disappeared. Reality was cruel. He now lived with his wife and 5 children in a tiny one-room apartment in Owerri. 7 people, 1 room, shared toilet, shared bathroom, no privacy, no peace. And painfully, he had no car, no motorcycle, not even a bicycle. Ironically, his father still had more than him. At least Pa Okafor owned a motorcycle. Chinedu had nothing. Every day he pushed a wheelbarrow under the scorching sun. Sweat soaked his shirt, his hands developed calluses, his legs constantly ached. Yet money disappeared like smoke. Rent, food, school fees, medicine, bills. One evening he returned home exhausted. Immediately the children surrounded him. "Daddy, school said I must bring fees tomorrow. Daddy, my shoes are torn. Daddy, I'm hungry." Those words pierced his heart. He checked his pocket. Only 800 naira. 800 naira to feed 7 people. Even breathing became difficult. Then Amaka spoke. Her face was hard. Years of suffering had changed her. "Now this life you promise me, every year na it go better, every year na stories, still no food, still no future." Chinedu stayed silent. Then she said the words that broke him. "Even your poor father tried more than you." Those words hit him like a knife. Suddenly memory returned. His father's voice echoed in his mind. "When you become a man, you will understand better." And for the first time, he understood, completely. Being a father was war, a silent war, no applause, no rest, no mercy, just sacrifice. But life was not done with him. One evening he returned home and sensed something was wrong. The room was too quiet. Then he saw it. Amaka was packing her clothes. His heart dropped. "Amaka, what are you doing?"
She didn't answer. She kept packing. "Talk to me." She finally turned, cold, emotionless. "I'm leaving." "Leaving? Going where?" "To where suffering does not exist. I found someone, a wealthy man in Port Harcourt, a real man, a man who can provide. You cannot." Those words crushed him. "Amaka, please." "No, I am done with poverty. I choose a better life." One of the children ran to her. "Mommy, please don't go." Amaka pulled away. Then she walked out. The door slammed shut. Silence. Then the children began crying. "Mommy, Mommy." And Chinedu collapsed. He fell to the floor like a man whose strength had completely left him. That night, there was no light, no food, no sleep, only darkness and tears.
not ordinary tears. These were tears from a shattered soul, deep, painful, broken. Papa, I understand now. I understand.
He had judged his parent too quickly. He had mocked them too easily. He had insulted the very people who gave up everything for him. How many nights had his father gone hungry just so he could eat? How many times had his mother lied that she was not hungry so that he would have enough food? How many silent battles had they fought without ever complaining? Yet he called them failures. Now life had placed the same burden on his shoulders, and he was breaking under its weight. Before dawn, he made a decision. He would return to the village. He needed to see his parents. He needed to ask for forgiveness. Morning came. The children were still sleeping. Chinedu gently covered them with an old wrapper. Then he borrowed transport money from a neighbor. The journey to the village felt unusually long. Every mile carried guilt. Every turn brought memories. Soon he saw the familiar road, the dusty path, the palm trees, the quiet compound. Everything looked smaller than he remembered, but somehow it felt sacred. Then he saw them, his parents. Pa Okafor sat outside repairing a wooden stool. Mama Ngozi sorted vegetables into baskets. They had aged. His father's hair had turned grey. His mother's face carried deep wrinkles. Time had touched them. The moment Chinedu saw them, his legs weakened. He rushed forward, then fell to his knees.
Papa! Mama! His voice shook violently. They looked up in shock. Then Chinedu broke down completely. Forgive me. Papa, forgive me. Mama, forgive me. I was foolish. I was proud. I mocked your sacrifices. I insulted your suffering. I called you failures. Please forgive me. His body shook with uncontrollable sobs. Mama Ngozi dropped everything. Tears filled her eyes. She rushed toward him. My son! My son! Why are you crying like this? But Chinedu could barely speak. Papa, I understand now. I finally understand. Pa Okafor stood quietly for a moment. Then he dropped his tools. He walked slowly toward his son. He bent down and gently lifted him. His voice was soft, but it carried the weight of wisdom. My son, stand up. Chinedu rose slowly, still crying. Pa Okafor looked straight into his eyes. Then he asked one question, the same question life had prepared for many years. Now, do you understand? Chinedu's lips trembled. Tears flowed freely. Yes, Papa. Now I understand. His father nodded. There was no anger in his eyes, no bitterness, only love, only wisdom. Then Pa Okafor pulled him into a deep embrace. It was the kind of hug only a father can give, the kind of hug that says everything without words. Mama Ngozi joined them. All three cried together. Sometimes healing does not need many words. Sometimes love is enough. After some time, Pa Okafor placed his hand on Chinedu's head. Then he began to pray. May God remove shame from your life. May your labor produce fruit. May the works of your hands prosper. May helpers locate you. May doors open for you. May favor speak for you where your voice cannot reach. May your children never mock your sacrifices. May joy replace sorrow. May laughter replace tears. In Jesus' mighty name, Amen. The prayer entered deep into Chinedu's heart. He felt something shift inside him. Never joke with a sincere parent's prayer. Some prayers move faster than aeroplanes. 3 weeks later, something happened. It was a hot afternoon in Owerri. Chinedu had just finished pushing wheelbarrow. Sweat soaked his shirt. His legs ached. His phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated, then answered. Hello? A calm male voice replied. Hello, is this Chinedu Okafor? Yes, sir. Good afternoon. You were recommended for a supply contract. We need a trusted logistics handler urgently. Chinedu frowned. Recommended by who? The man continued. The contract value is 48 million naira. Silence. Complete silence. The world seemed to stop. His mouth opened, but no words came out. The voice spoke again. Hello? Are you there? Chinedu's hand shook. The phone nearly fell. Tears filled his eyes. He whispered, Papa's prayer. Papa's prayer. He began to cry, right there in public. People stared at him, but he did not care. After years of suffering, light had finally come. That contract changed everything. He worked hard, very hard. He delivered honestly. No cheating, no shortcuts. His integrity opened more doors. 1 contract became 2. 2 became 5. 5 became 10. Business expanded. Money began to flow. For the first time in years, Chinedu could breathe. School fees were paid, rent was paid, food became available, medical bills were handled. The children smiled again, laughter returned. Months later, Chinedu achieved something he once thought impossible. He bought a beautiful house in Port Harcourt, a massive duplex, large compound, beautiful gate, spacious rooms, marble floors. The same man who once counted 800 naira now owned property. Life can change. Never forget that. He moved into the house with his children and with his parents. He refused to leave them behind. The people who stood with him in shame would share his glory. The day his parents entered the house, Mama Ngozi cried. Pao Kafor touched the walls quietly. Then he smiled, a proud smile, not because of the house, but because his son had truly grown. Peace finally came, but life had one final lesson. One afternoon, the gate opened. Security came to him. Sir, someone is here to see you. A woman. Chinedu walked outside, then stopped. Amaka, his ex-wife. But she was no longer the same woman. The glow was gone. The pride was gone. Luxury had disappeared. Regret covered her face. The wealthy man she followed had used her and abandoned her. Now she stood there, broken, ashamed. Suddenly she knelt. Chinedu, forgive me. Tears streamed down her face. I made a terrible mistake. I was foolish. Please take me back. Please. I know I hurt you. I know I hurt the children. Please forgive me. There was a long silence. Chinedu looked at her calmly. No anger, no hatred, no revenge, only maturity. Then he spoke. I forgive you. Amaka's eyes widened. Hope returned to her face. Then Chinedu continued. But the day you abandoned those children, something broke. I forgive you, truly, but trust, once shattered, may never return. Amaka sobbed bitterly, but deep down she knew he was right. Forgiveness does not always mean restoration. Some wounds heal, but scars remain. That evening, Chinedu sat beside his father on the balcony. The sunset painted the sky gold. Silence felt peaceful. Then Chinedu spoke. Papa, you were right. Paul Kafor looked at him. Chinedu continued. A child sees only what parents fail to provide, but a parent knows the battles behind every meal. Paul Kafor smiled warmly. Then he placed his hand on Chinedu's shoulder. This time, no words were needed. The moon rose, bright, beautiful, peaceful, and the night carried one final lesson. Never mock struggling parents. Many mothers skip meals so their children can eat. Many fathers cry in silence so their families can survive. If your parents are trying, respect them, honor them, love them, because one day life may place the same burden on your shoulders, and when it does, you too will understand.